So No Man's Skies. Everybody's talked about it. It's been like 2 weeks, but I figured I would add my cents into it since I paid $60, played 20 hours of gameplay, and haven't gotten anywhere. I don't know how other people could have beaten this game or gotten to the center of the universe, but it happens. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. I'm just going to talk about the brief issues that people had and have had with the game on it being released, with promises that the developers have said that there's going to be in the game, but there isn't. And then I'm going to talk about my experiences and what I hope to be the future of this game, even though their active users have dropped 90%. Fuck. So here's some quick highlights of the missing features in No Man's Skies. Planetary physics. So Sean Murray in an interview said that
Do different planets have different gravity?
No, your suit compensates for them.
of course that's fine, that's okay, but it's a space game. You kind of want the feel that different kind of physics going on in other worlds. Like, the smaller they are, the less gravity or some shit. Fuck. So then there's ship classes. With that, it was just plain and simple. They said that there's going to be all sorts of customization. You can name your ship, you can customize it to have different parts, you can just choose to get it like in the game. But of course, that's not really what happened. You just find your ship, you buy it from a guy, and that's about it. You grind to get your money or your credits, and that's about it. The faction reputation, I myself was kind of wishing that would be a big thing. When you play the game, you notice that you get like reputation with the Gek or the Vulcan. I don't fucking know what their name is. When you get their languages, you can understand them more, but then you get their reputation if you go to like monoliths and stuff. It doesn't really fucking do anything. Like an example that I had when I was playing the game, I was threatened at gunpoint by Vulcan, I can't remember, the Viking warrior at a space station, and one of the options was, oh, you can pull his rank because you're that reputation higher. But when I kind of checked my stats, I wasn't, but I still used the option and it still worked for me. So either they didn't really implement the reputation fully, or just it was a glitch in my part. But other than that, there's not really much else the reputation can be used for. There were supposed to be battles between factions that the player can join. And when I played, I'll put in some gameplay of me doing it, but I warped in and I actually ran into a battle. But it wasn't a faction versus a faction, it was more like a fleet ship that was being attacked by space pirates. And it was pretty fucking cool. Although, at the time, I was still trying to get used to the whole flying the spaceship thing. Footage that I got was me trying to help, but when I did, I accidentally shot the fleet ship, and that caused the weapons to turn on me. Then I immediately died and went back to the space station. Dying in the game isn't really a punishment at all. You could die and go to the space station, and then you can immediately go back to your grave. So one thing that people notice in the gameplay trailer, there's a sand planet, and in the sand planet there's a giant worm. Nobody, as far as I know, in the Reddit or anything like that, nobody's really found the sand planet. I mean, like, you can go to a planet, and I'm pretty sure in one of my gameplays I'll show it, but I found like what looks to be a little patch of sand. So I thought, like, holy shit, there might be hope for this. Through the many solar systems that I've fucking warped through and broke my warp drive and then try to fix it and then go and go and go and go, I have not found a single sand planet. I really don't think they're gonna have one. That brings me to my next point. Multiplayer. Motherfucking multiplayer. Sean Murray, Hello Games, said that it was very unlikely, but multiplayer was possible.
Will you be able to play with your friends?
Yeah.
There's a very small chance because everybody's in the same universe. Running into another player was going to be a very unlikely thing to happen, but then again, that's the only way you can know what your character looks like. Immediately when the game came out, two streamers on the, I believe, the PlayStation, they found the same planet, they met up, they went to the exact same place, and they did not see each other. It was bullshit. It's been bullshit. I don't know if they plan to add it. I hope they do. But if they do, it's going to take a hard fucking time to get people to get back into this game. When I played, and I've put 19 hours into the game, at first I thought it was awesome. I love space. I love the infinite expanding wonder that is above our heads, and that there's any possibility out there. I love that this game took that, even though it does have a limit of assets and space, like races in general. It took that infinite possibility and kind of like jumbled it up and spat it out into planets, multiple planets. And it, to me, at the very beginning, I loved it. When I started in a solar system that had 6 planets. 6 planets and I think like 3 moons on one of the planets. So I immediately, when I fixed my ship, it took me an hour before I even left that planet. I was just exploring it and just looking for things, and I was mainly looking for a cave because I wanted to see if they fucking did that, and they did. So that was pretty great. So once I went into space, I noticed that the asteroids started to pop in, and that really didn't break much immersion for me because I wasn't really paying attention at the time. I just wanted to get to the other planet, which is fine. A lot of people say that, hey, that's pretty shitty, but to me that didn't really bother me that much. After about 8 hours into the game, I was starting to get pretty bored. It was the same, go to a planet, look for shit, find a blueprint, hopefully find some rare thing, discover stuff, get units. Just that's that for 8 hours. And then I came upon an anomaly in space. Going into it, or when I saw it, I was being like, oh shit, this is the thing on the front cover, so this must be like plot. And when I went into it, I didn't fucking know the language. It was this giant red ball that had like spikes and shit, and it was, when I saw it, I thought it was like some god being or some shit. And when I talked to it, it was something like, oh, I got the feeling that I should follow these guys because they're the blah blah blah, and to understand my race, which I'm pretty sure that you're human. You're one of the very few humans in the universe, and you're exploring. I went to a different solar system because at the time I was trying to get to the center of the universe. So I was just fucking going. I was going and going and going. And then I ran into another anomaly. It was a different, like, station. When I went up to it, I did not know what the fuck was gonna go on. I was excited. I was like, new shit, I got it. It's me. I went into it, and then it was just a little station with 2 people. It was a Korvax and a Gek. And when I talked to them, they talked completely in your language. So I was like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome. This is what I've been looking for. And when they talk to you, they're like, oh, you're trying to look for the center of the universe too. You're trying to understand stuff. And with that, they sent me to a black hole. I, in my infinite intelligence, did not go to the fucking black hole. I just thought, that's too far away. I'm gonna go to the center of the fucking universe on my own. That was a goddamn mistake. That took so fucking long to realize that was a mistake. Problem is, when I realized it, I was too far away from the other god balls I could talk to, or the black hole. I was too far away from anything plot-wise in the fucking game. This is a problem. I don't know how to start a new game in fucking No Man's Sky. Fuck. Point of the game of no hope in indie gaming skies. I had fun. At the beginning, I had fun, and I'm pretty sure when I pick it up and I start playing again, I'll have fun again. As of right now, they said they were going to do a lot of stuff that they did not do. There's a lot of things that people want that are not in the game, and it being a game of this size, yeah, that's gonna happen. And they did do a large patch that fixed mostly the frame rate issues. I'm kind of glad. I just pulled up something on the page that's actually really good, that people can mod the game. And being able to mod the game, the developers, even though they had to do a lot of the big stuff on their own, they can give the information to the community, and that way the community can improve the game on how they want it. We've seen it before with Skyrim, Oblivion, Fallout, all these big title games that were friendly to modding and stuff, that the players would improve on their own. And half the time, the developers didn't even have to make DLC some of the time with the footage that I got. after 20 hours, the interesting footage that I had of the planets that I first went to that weren't on copy and paste. I'll probably visit it in the future, look at mods, and see what new stuff there could be. No Man's Skies has given me no hope. Play the game goes to Sean Murray.
Never. No.
Will you be able to play with your friends?
No.